Well, hello there. My name's Parker. I love making movies, and for the better part of 2 decades, I've been using this as my main source of video production. Of course, I'm talking about the iPhone. But as good as the built-in camera experience is, there are some better options for filmmakers out there, and I wanted to talk about 5 apps that I really like to use to get some real crispy but also fun video effects. So first, I want to talk about an app called Kino. All right, well, this is Kino. It's a pretty great app. It's relatively new, but my favorite thing about this is that it has these built-in LUTs, I guess, filmic looks, and it shows you exactly what it looks like before you do it. You can apply LUTs later if you want, or you can turn on this instant grade, and that's what it looks like. It's got a lot of professional controls as well. Got some nice built-in presets up here, as well as a custom. I just do 4K 60 HDR, because that's like my favorite thing in the world. But yeah, Kino is a really great, simple, pretty professional app that I definitely recommend using. You can change the codec here. It can go all the way up to ProRes 422 high quality. You can do HDR. Apple Log on iPhone 16 Pro. You can go up to 120 frames per second, but I'm content with just 60. And then of course, lower resolutions should you choose. But yeah, I love the interface. It's really simple, it's really straightforward, and it gives really good results.
You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby,
All right, next, 8mm. This one's a fun one. I've actually been using this one also since the iPhone 4S, I think. Got a lot of great features, really easy to access. By default, it's 18 frames a second, which is what an 8mm camera actually did, but you can also do 24 and 30. You can change the resolution to lower. I like to max it out. You can also change the aspect ratio, so if you want a 4:3 or a 1:1, that is a thing you can do. 1x, 5x. It has access to all the cameras as well, but something that I really like about this app, in addition to just all the retro looks, that it's really easy to swipe between all these different like film styles. I think my favorite is the 70s look for sure. One thing I really like about this app though is you can just take any of your videos and you can literally just convert it into any film style that you want. The caveat of this is that you have to wait in real time for it to apply. So here's the original video. Just a bunch of cute little boys hanging out. What you thinking, huh? Okay, after that, Pearla is a relatively new comer into this space, and it's probably my favorite app, honestly. For better or worse, it is actually a subscription-based app. However, it's 24 bucks for what, a whole year? And that's totally worth it, mainly because of all the features that it has. This is a really professional, it's still an early effort for sure, but you have all of these video feature settings, custom controls, ISO, shutter. It's really easy to switch between all the cameras, and it also has a photo mode, which I think is pretty great. There's a whole list of really professional features, including 4K open gate, which is pretty phenomenal. This is the first time ever in the history of iPhone, or any mobile product even, that lets you do open gate. There's also some custom image processing, and you can also add film grain, which is pretty great. There's also a bunch of amazing built-in film emulations. Filming an open gate like this opens up about 33% more vertical space. This is really awesome for filming stuff like vertically and horizontally, because you can crop it to both. It also has support for anamorphic lenses, HDMI output. I'm not sure what Bluetooth is for. Of course, it has lots of access to all the professional codecs, as well as different compression. I like to just do it max, 199 megabits per second. That's the most we've ever had in a phone. Previously, Filmic only maxes out at like 100 megabits per second, so that's really nice. Got a few more to go. Rare Vision VHS. This app is awesome because it perfectly mimics what it's like to record with a videotape camera, complete with zoom in on Pearla there. The menu is a little goofy, but it's exactly how you would see it on a camcorder in the 90s. All sorts of different settings. This one only goes up to HD, unfortunately, so nothing 4K, but really anything more than 480p defeats the purpose of VHS, but I like to make it as high resolution as possible. There's also options for widescreen on and off, or if you would rather do full screen, that's cool too. Rare Vision also lets you import your own photos, and it'll automatically crop it if you have the 4:3 turned on. So here's the standard, here's the 8mm, and then here's the VHS filter. It's pretty cool. And here's Rare Vision VHS. If you tilt it, it kind of goes crazy, kind of fun. This is the default filter. This is called Video Wall. I don't like this one at all. And last but not least, we've got tried and true classic Filmic Legacy. This app I've been using longer than any other app. I've actually been using it since my iPhone 4S, so that's like what, 2011? This is the legacy version because I've had this since like 2010, 2011. The new Filmic Pro is actually also a subscription base that I haven't checked out yet. So the interface is probably going to look a little bit differently, but this is the main app I've been using for the better part of 20 years. I mean, I don't know, 2011 to 2025, I mean, that's a good, 14, 15 years. That's a pretty significant time. I really like this interface. It's really easy to get into all the settings. You can also have a bunch of Filmic presets. You can also tap on hardware with HDMI out, hook it up to a variety of gimbals, which I have the Osmo and the Movi Cinema Robot, as well as anamorphic lenses, which is fantastic. I've got a couple of 1.33 anamorphic lenses. It's got incredible stabilization. I usually just use standard, but everything about this is just really, really easy to navigate and dial in exactly what you need and what you want. You want a time code tracker? We can do that. I also really like how these phones with the taller screen, it shows you the full 16:9 on display and then all the extra information off to the sides and it doesn't clutter it. That's a really nice feature. Recently though, we also have a bunch of filters somewhere. So let's check out all of these filters. All right, this is Filmic Pro Atlas. These are only available in 24 and 30 frames per second. Before we wrap up the video, I just wanted to recount some of my favorite aspects of all these apps. For Kino, it definitely has the best UI. It's really simple, really easy to navigate anything. It's got beautiful LUTs, and it just has really, really good results that you can use really for any situation, vlogging, professional content, goofing off with friends, whatever. It's probably the easiest app to learn and to understand just because the UI is so good. For 8mm, there's a great selection of old filters, and it's awesome that you can convert any, regular normal videos into so-called old. Also, it's been out for over a decade, so at this point it's really, really stable. Definitely a good tool for your toolkit. As far as Pearla, it's the exact opposite. Really, really messy UI. This is the newest app, and there's a lot of frustrating swipes and taps that they don't tell you about, so you have to just brute force it, I guess. It's also a subscription, so that might not be for everyone, but why you should check out this app is because of the grain you can add to it, the handful of really, really nice Filmic emulations, and the ability for the first time ever on a mobile device to film open gate. There's also a photo mode, which I really like, so all of these grain filters and Filmic emulations, etc. can apply to photos as well. As for the VHS app, it's really fun, retro fun. A lot of great filters. However, as faithful as the menu and the UI is for this app, it is kind of confusing how to switch around features and how to find those filters. Also, it only limits your filming and your converting into HD. But this would be great for goofing off with friends, making a music video or something like that. I could definitely see that being super useful. And then finally, there's Filmic Legacy, which unfortunately you cannot buy anymore. So the standard Filmic Pro is now a subscription. I haven't really played around with that, but rest assured it's going to be really, really similar to the legacy version. It's got a great UI with tons of robust features, including gimbal support, anamorphic lens support, and my favorite thing about this, which no other app does, it's got that full screen feed. So you see the fullness of your video without it being gunked up by a bunch of UI. Well, all right, that is a quick look at some of my favorite video apps on the iPhone. Do you use any of these apps? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.